So I decided that I need a front fender. Every time I run over even the smallest puddle of water, it just splashes water and mud and stuff all over the place, even on me. So I went ahead and I ordered a fender online, and they shipped it over from Thailand. And this is off of a Honda Grom, and I'm going to modify it so that it'll work with the Honda Ruckus. A couple of different things that I gotta change on it though or modify, is I don't need this tab on both sides, so I'm just gonna cut it straight across. And I also have to make a bracket that attaches right here and attaches onto the axle nut, and that'll hold that in place. So I'm going to use some stainless steel plate, or not plate, sheet metal that I purchased, actually that I found at a yard sale that I picked up for a really good price. It was like $2 for a sheet of stainless, and this is the sheet right here. So I'm going to use this to make the brackets. I still have to purchase the bolts that go in here and here to tighten it down, and those will be stainless as well, and I'll heat those up to give it that nice rainbow type finish. And first thing I got to do is make some paper or cardboard brackets to make sure it's going to line up before I start cutting anything out of metal. So here's the cut off pieces, and there is the fender, and I sanded it smooth on this edge and kind of rounded it over to match the existing edge, so when I paint it, it won't look quite as sharp. And all I did was I used a Dremel tool with a little drum sander and a cutoff tool to cut that off. And also I have taped on some of this vacuum hose to kind of space the fender off of the wheel. That'll give me a measurement of where I need to mount it. That way it's not touching the wheel or rubbing anywhere. So here is the cardboard bracket template, and it bolts on nice. It's gonna sit flush against this edge right here so it doesn't move back and forth. Here's the holes for the to mount the fender on, and of course all of these sharp edges around here will be rounded off, so they're not so sharp. And this hole will have to be a little bit wider, and then I'll polish the bracket since it's going to be out of stainless. And there you go. So here they are, the finished brackets. I polished them up a little bit, and like I said, I'm going to add some heat to them, kind of give them that kind of rainbow color. But I did a little tweaking to them, rounded the edges, and trimmed it a little bit more here to go with the lines of the fender. Drilled all the holes so they're ready to go on. I just need the bolts, and next thing would be to paint this. I'm not sure whether to go with the flat black or with the green. Still got to decide on that, see how that goes. So here they are installed. I haven't heated them up yet, but I installed them so I could test fit them, make sure the fender was going to clear everything. I did go ahead and modify it just a little bit here by elongating these holes, and that's because later on down the road I want to put a different tire that's not as low profile as this one, so I wanted to have a little bit more room to raise up the fender to clear the tire. Hopefully that does it. I can't tell until after I get the new tire on. So, but other than that, I've test fitted the fender on, and I painted it satin black So hopefully, I'm just waiting to get the stainless steel bolts, and then I can install it. But other than that, I'm just going to leave these on for now. And we will be back after I install them. So it's been probably about a month since I finished the fender, the Grom fender, and I've been driving it almost on a daily basis to work and back. Looks like it works pretty good. It's clears just about as far as the tire goes. It clears the tire. The only problem that I've had is because I've lowered the headlight bracket. When the shock is compressed, it scrapes down at the bottom over here. And that's the only thing. I can probably just put like a piece of rubber tube or something like that right here, just so it doesn't scratch up the fender so much. And I just use a cheap aerosol paint, to paint the fender, so I can always just go over that and fix it. But other than that, it's all looking pretty nice. Runs really well on the street. Get a lot of looks. This is, in the place that I live, this is the only Ruckus in town. I wish there was more guys around that had one so I can ride, but that's the way it is. And on a side note, I am going to be selling this Ruckus. I originally built it for myself, but then I built the GY6 and gave this one to my wife, and she didn't use it at all during the wintertime or the summertime, and so I figure I'm just going to sell it. Still don't know how much I'm going to ask for it, since I got to add up all the stuff all the money I've put into it in time, so. But I'll make another video later on, and I'll kind of go over components and everything else, and come up with a price. If anybody's interested, message me, let me know.